when I went to the police academy and then decided from there, the defensive tactics in the police academy were quite honestly an absolute joke. I mean,
you get those very basic things.
It's super basic. I mean,
again, it's the checklist, right?
It's a checklist. You have to teach some type of standardization. You have to have something that people can measurably pass. I get it, right? So there's some value in it, especially when it comes to articulating what you learned in your training when it comes to defending yourself in court or whatever else. So there's some value to it, but I wanted to continue because obviously the academy stops. Most departments don't have a training budget.
Right.
You know, like I think my first department we did 8 hours a year.
Yeah, especially,
right, in defensive
especially
tactics.
now. We all
and
know
really
those
the
budget
thing about
cuts are
policing
crazy.
is you use putting your hands on somebody, putting them in handcuffs or engaging them in a physical way, I mean, countless times, innumerable, compared to the times when you may have to use your weapon or draw your gun or whatever.
Right. And it's one of the least focused on.
Right. You train with firearms
skills.
a lot more than you do defensive tactics.
Right.
Most departments, and maybe that's changing. But so I decided I needed to do something for myself. So Krav Maga, right? This Israeli special forces thing, which, as it turns out, is really just soccer moms learning to punch a bag most of the time. So it's kind of like,
although there's some very legitimate ones, but yes, it's and that's one of our curriculums with our department. However, it's tough because that's one that you can't train 100%.
You can't train 100% to gouge someone's eyes out.
Right.
I've tried it. I'm sorry, Tom.
He seriously is sorry.
I mean, it's a decent medical retirement. Let's be honest. And you can support us on Patreon if you like, Tom. I know you're listening. And he's trying to find me.
We said your name, so give.
But I remember having a conversation with you. We had this talk. Actually, it was at Kathy McNamara's house. I think we were doing. I don't know if we were helping her move. We were doing something. And
we were doing something very helpful.
Well, of course,
right?
Of course, it's us.
Yeah.
And then I was telling you, I'm training Krav, and you're like, I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm like, well, that sounds kind of feminine, rolling around.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, anything that involves my name, it sounds a little feminine, but,
And then you're like, yeah, but think about, you don't want to have, the stuff you're learning in Krav is sort of like all worst case scenario stuff, not necessarily...
Right, the lead up
sort of like the day-to-day job where somebody's going to resist a little bit and, you're going to maintain control. And a lot of people are obviously learning jiu-jitsu. They watch MMA. They pseudo plan on going to the ground and think they know what they're doing or whatever the case is. So that led me down the path of jiu-jitsu. So
yeah, good.
I owe it to you, sir. But you're not talking an Asian accent, though.
Not at all.
I really rock a jiu-jitsu.
Not at all.
Not at all.
You're going to start offending my wife.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love it. I love it when people get mad, and tell me that's offensive. Like, I really like you. And then they're like, that's so offensive. I can't. You are supposed to represent the best of society as a cop. And I'm like, man, shut your face.
Just stop.
Your face is an embarrassment to society.
It's an embarrassment. Your mom's an embarrassment.
Your whole life is an embarrassment. You don't know me. You don't know who my friends are.
I know.
And just joke, okay? Just take a joke.
Yes, just loosen up.
So both of us are cops. Both of us train jiu-jitsu. Both of us find benefit in that. So I guess basically let's just each kind of share what we think is the main value in a police officer training Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Okay. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Ahead.
Okay. So I know we're off the cuff, but I did write a couple things down.
Here, can you move your tablet over this way? That way.
I will move your mom.
Because you're looking this way.
I'll move your mom. Okay. I will do that.
Your mom's a tablet.
Your mom's moved. Dang it. Okay, so I said because fighting is not running, right? So fighting is not cardio in it's a totally different thing. So you could go run, you could do a marathon.
You could be a runner, or you could be a weightlifter. You step onto the mats and grapple. It's a different ballgame.
And that was what I experienced when I first got on the mats as a heavier guy. Because bigger isn't better. Size can work against you, especially in jiu-jitsu.
How off the rails can we go here?
Yeah, we could go very off the rails, but because it's very...
Let's save it for Thailand.
Yeah. Can't wait till 2021,
2021, baby. That's our year, baby.
That'll be our hashtag, 2021, baby.
Thailand 2021. I'm making the shirts now. I'm making them now.
Yes.
If you're a real fan, you're going to buy a Thailand 2021 shirt when we make them.
That's awesome.
Give it a perfect gift under the tree.
Mental strength and muscle memory being blah, blah, blah. So exercise encourages exercise, right? So that was one thing for me is it made me want to be in shape. It made me want to kind of better my my physical stature, the way I was able to not just carry myself. That doesn't not necessarily that, but the way I would be able to handle myself. I'd be able to last longer. It's like one of those jiu-jitsu things. Like, how do you know jiu-jitsu guys are better lovers?
When I become a black belt and
right?
open my academy, it'll be extends BJJ.
That's what it says. Like,
always last longer.
Jiu-jitsu guys
on the
are
mats.
they're better lovers. Why?
On
Number
the
10.
mats.
Yeah. Martial arts in general motivates us to be better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks for watching this clip from our podcast Off the Cuff. If you like what you're hearing or seeing and you want to watch the whole episode, you can do so on our Patreon page, patreon.com/Mike the Cop. Check it out. You get exclusive video contents, the full videos of the podcast. That's where we'll be hanging out. We answer questions there as well and engage at a little bit more personal level than we can on YouTube. So thanks so much for that. See you over there.